Let me ask you something personal, and I mean this with respect. When was the last time you felt truly connected to your body, like as a man? Not just alive, not just getting by, but that deep, quiet feeling of knowing that your body still works the way it used to. That you're still capable, still strong, still wanted. You know, a lot of men over 60 don't talk about this. They don't ask questions. They just assume that once the erections start fading, it's all downhill from there. That it's embarrassing to bring up. That it's shameful to want that part of themselves to come back. So they suffer in silence. They avoid intimacy. They give up. Not because they want to, but because they don't see another way. But what if I told you the path back to strong, natural erections doesn't have to involve pills, pressure, or pretending? What if it starts with something far simpler? Your daily routine. I remember meeting a man named Carl. He was 67, married for 42 years. Quiet guy, kept to himself. He came to me after trying almost everything, supplements, devices, even prescription medication. Nothing gave him the consistency or the confidence he wanted. He looked at me and said, "I just want to feel like myself again. Is that too much to ask?" And you know what? That question broke my heart a little. Because the answer is no, it's not too much to ask. In fact, it's something every man deserves. Carl's story isn't unique. Every day, men just like him feel like they've lost a piece of themselves. Not just physically, but emotionally. They avoid mirrors. They avoid closeness. They feel like they've aged out of passion. But here's the truth, you haven't. Not even close. You just need to give your body the rhythm it craves. The kind of rhythm that restores blood flow, balances hormones, and rebuilds trust between your mind and your manhood. It doesn't require some complicated medical plan. It doesn't mean giving up everything you enjoy. It simply means creating a routine that says, I care about this part of me. I want to feel alive again. And that begins the moment you wake up. One of the first things I teach men like Carl is this. Your erection doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts when your feet hit the floor in the morning. It starts with the decision to move your body, to breathe, to drink water, to activate the systems that have been quiet all night. That morning decision sends a signal to your body. We're not shutting down, we're waking up. You see, many men over 60 have fallen into what I call the passive rhythm. Wake up late, sit down, skip breakfast, stay indoors, stay silent, then wonder why nothing's happening down there. But the body, especially after 60, is like a machine that needs priming. It needs circulation. It needs intention. Carl didn't believe me at first. He thought a simple routine couldn't possibly fix something so personal. But I asked him to trust me for 1 week. No pills. No pressure. Just a few minutes each morning, some deep breathing. A glass of warm water. A walk around the block. A moment of stretching. And most importantly, the willingness to care again. 7 days later, he texted me at 6:30 a.m. Just 2 words. It worked. That wasn't just about an erection. That was about identity, confidence, pride. And it all started with a routine that supported his body without forcing it, without making it feel broken or old or useless. Because here's the secret most men don't hear. Your body still wants to work for you. It's just waiting for your help. And it doesn't need much, just consistency, respect, and the right habits at the right times. You don't need to become a gym rat or change your entire life. You just need to stop ignoring the part of you that still longs to feel like a man. That's what this routine is really about. Not control. Not performance. Not proving anything. It's about reconnecting, gently, gradually, and without shame. It's about building trust again, between your mind, your breath, your blood, and that quiet place inside you that still wants to rise. And when you begin to feel that connection again, even just a flicker, something powerful happens. You walk differently. You speak with more calm. You feel a sense of quiet confidence that has nothing to do with what anyone else thinks, and everything to do with how you feel. So what does this kind of daily routine actually look like? Let's begin with the very first thing you do when you open your eyes. Most men roll out of bed, grab their phone, check the news or the weather, maybe sit there for a few minutes before heading to the bathroom. But I want to invite you to try something different, something that tells your body, right from the start, I'm awake. I'm here. I'm in control. The moment you wake up, Place one hand on your belly and one on your chest. Take 5 deep breaths, slow, gentle, all the way into your lower abdomen. You're not trying to force anything. You're simply reminding your body to expand, to open up, to begin circulating blood. That oxygen is the first gift of the day, and your blood vessels, especially the ones connected to sexual function, respond beautifully to it. Then get out of bed and drink a glass of warm or room temperature water. Not cold, not coffee, not juice, just water. Overnight, your body loses moisture through breathing and sweat, even if you don't feel it. And dehydration, even mild, tightens your blood vessels, slows circulation, and makes it harder for your brain to produce hormones like dopamine and testosterone. That first glass of water is like oil for the engine. It gets everything flowing again. After that, move. Nothing crazy. You don't need to do push-ups or jog 5 miles. Just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle stretching or walking, ideally outside. You want to get your hips moving, your legs engaged, and most importantly, your pelvic area activated. Remember, your penis isn't just a separate organ. It's part of a whole system, a system that includes your heart, your lungs, your brain, your muscles, and especially your pelvic floor. That's the group of muscles deep in your lower body that support your bladder, your prostate, and yes, your erections. But as men age, that area often gets weak. Not because of disease, but because of disuse. When you stretch your hips, when you do light movements like standing pelvic tilts or gentle squats, you're waking those muscles up. You're bringing blood back into an area that's been ignored, sometimes for years. And when blood starts flowing, the body remembers. It starts healing. It starts rebuilding sensitivity, strength, and response. Carl, the man I mentioned earlier, used to skip mornings entirely. He'd stay in bed, drink coffee on an empty stomach, sit for hours, and then wonder why nothing felt alive anymore. But once he made that switch, 5 deep breaths, a glass of water, a short walk, and a few simple hip movements, things began to change. Not all at once, not dramatically, but steadily. His posture improved. His energy lifted. And slowly, so did everything else. Now, you might be thinking, that's it? Just breathing, water, and a few stretches. But the truth is, it's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters, with care, with presence, and with patience. When you build a routine that supports circulation, hormone balance, and pelvic strength, you're laying the foundation for erections that feel natural again. Not forced, not rushed, not artificial. And here's something else most men overlook: sunlight. Yes, just a few minutes of natural light in the morning, even through a window, helps regulate your circadian rhythm, which in turn boosts your testosterone production. Testosterone isn't just made overnight. It follows a rhythm, and your body needs light cues to keep that rhythm strong. So if you can, step outside after your walk or stretch. Let the sun hit your skin. Even 5 minutes helps. That light travels through your eyes and tells your brain, it's time to wake up, time to produce, time to live. And that message travels all the way down to where it counts. That's what makes this routine so powerful. It's not just a checklist. It's a conversation with your body. A daily message that says, I haven't given up on you. I still care. Because here's the truth most men never hear. You don't need to fight your body. You just need to work with it. And when you do, when you build that trust again, your body starts showing up for you in ways you thought were gone forever. A strong erection isn't just about blood. It's about belief. It's about connection. And that begins not with a pill or a performance, but with how you start your day. If the morning is about awakening the body, then the evening is about restoring it. And for men over 60, what you do at night is just as important, maybe even more, than what you do during the day. Because your body doesn't grow, heal, or rebuild while you're moving. It does that while you sleep. But here's the part most men miss. The quality of your sleep is directly tied to your ability to have strong, natural erections. In fact, one of the most powerful drivers of testosterone production is deep, uninterrupted rest. And unfortunately, that's exactly what most older men are lacking. You might fall asleep in front of the TV. You might wake up at 2 a.m. to use the bathroom. You might toss and turn with your thoughts, or lie awake in the dark, wondering why you feel tired, weak, or disconnected from your body. And slowly, night after night, your system begins to shut down. Not because you're old, but because you haven't given it what it needs to rebuild. So how do you change that? Start by giving your body a signal that the day is ending. Not through screens, not through noise, but through rhythm. 1 hour before bed, turn off all bright lights and step away from your phone. That harsh blue light suppresses melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. Without melatonin, your brain doesn't enter the deep stages of rest where testosterone is made and blood vessels are repaired. Instead, create a soft, calming space. Dim the lights. Play quiet music. Sip a cup of herbal tea. Chamomile or lemon balm are perfect. These herbs won't knock you out, but they will ease your nervous system into a state of calm. And calm is where restoration begins. Then take a few minutes to stretch your lower back, hips, and thighs. Why? Because tension in those areas can restrict blood flow overnight. Gentle movement before bed, even 5 minutes, opens the vessels in your pelvic region, clears out stagnation from the day, and makes space for healing while you sleep. Carl, remember him? Used to stay up late watching the news, snacking on salty foods, and falling asleep with his phone still glowing beside him. When we replaced that with a short wind-down routine, stretching, tea, and no screens, he noticed something unexpected. Not only did he sleep deeper, he started waking up with morning erections again. Not forced, not from pills, just from a body that finally had the space and peace to do what it was designed to do. And speaking of food, what you eat before bed matters more than you think. Heavy meals, processed foods, or late-night alcohol force your body to spend the night digesting instead of rebuilding. But a small, light snack with healthy fats or magnesium, like a boiled egg, a few pumpkin seeds, or a banana, can actually support sleep, hormone recovery, and blood flow. The goal isn't to be strict. It's to be intentional. Now let me tell you one more thing, something that may surprise you. One of the most powerful things you can do at night to boost your erections is to forgive yourself. Yes, really. So many men go to bed carrying quiet guilt, regrets about the past, shame about their body, worry about what they can't do anymore. And all that emotional weight builds tension, not just in the mind, but in the body. It constricts the breath. It suppresses desire. It creates a wall between who you are and who you want to be. But when you let go of that shame, even just a little, you create space for something new. You allow your body to respond again. You soften enough to feel, to heal, to connect. Because in the end, this daily routine isn't about achieving some perfect erection. It's not about performance or proving anything. It's about rebuilding your relationship with yourself, with your breath, your blood, your rest, and your desire. Quietly, gently, without shame or pressure. And when you do that, when you make space each morning to wake up your body and each night to restore it, something beautiful happens. You begin to feel like you again. Not the you from 30 years ago. Not some version in a magazine. But the real you. Alive, grounded, confident, and whole. So tonight, before you crawl into bed, take a moment. Breathe deeply. Move gently. Let go of the noise. Trust your body again. Because it remembers how to rise. It's just been waiting for you to listen.